So welcome in. It is the day, finally, Keegan Bradley is going to name his Team USA Ryder Cup picks. It's just getting underway now in 2 minutes' time. So we're going to be talking about obviously who gets the picks. I'm watching it live here. Going to be really interesting. As you know, I am Niall McGrath. This is the forecast alert on the Forecast Golf channel. So loads to talk about with the picks coming up. I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely cracking. Just under a month away now till the Ryder Cup. So it is getting underway here. I've gone yesterday, if you listened in to the broadcast, I've gone with some pretty wild picks. I talked about Brooks Koepka. You can listen back to that. I think he might get the nod today, but a lot of people think it is a wild pick. Could well be a wild pick, but I've gone Brooks. Sam Burns is reported to be in. As we talked about again yesterday, Keegan is expected to name himself as a playing captain, which has caused a lot of mad reaction, in my opinion. I saw an article this morning, just absolutely wild. Someone blaming Donald Trump for Keegan's decision that he is going to pick himself. I've also gone with Cam Young ahead of Ben Griffin. I think it's going to be a very tight toss. Ben Griffin could easily get in. Wouldn't be surprised if he does. I'm with JT and Pat Cantlay. So if you're getting value out of this, hit the like button, subscribe, all that. Share plenty of videos already up as we have on the account from all the press conferences, etc. This is getting underway now, so we'll keep you right up to date with who's going to get picked. Keegan's talking now, so let's keep it locked in. So if there is moments of silence, do forgive me, because I'm listening in here and watching it at the same time. Okay, let's have a look. So he's talking now. These things do take there's a lot of bullshit talk, as we all know, but going to be very, very interesting. Keegan going on about Russell Henley. He's had an unbelievable season this season. So consistent. And we talked about Russell, obviously one of the automatic picks. Good friend of Keegan's. And won at Bay Hill early in the season. Overcoming Morikawa. That's why I think Collin Morikawa doesn't get in. I've questioned him a little bit in terms of actually getting over the line, especially in front of those crowds. I think he tends to wilt, and I think he might be left out of this, but we'll see now in a few minutes' time. Keegan is just going through all his picks. Talking about Bryson now at the moment, so it's going to be very interesting to see if he goes around you mad picks. I know he's going to pick himself. What do you guys think? Get involved, like, share, subscribe, all that. Drop in your comments. Who do you reckon is going to be picked? This is going to be wild. What a wild Ryder Cup we have coming up. Incredible venue. These things do get drawn out. Here we go. His first pick is coming up. Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas has been announced as a Ryder Cup pick for Keegan Bradley. He's the first pick. No surprise there. Anyone surprised? No. Justin is joining him now live on the conference. What's Justin? Justin's 5th ranked player in the world. He's won. Where did he won there? RBC Heritage this year. Ryder Cup veteran. We know how good JT is. So no surprise there. One of the guys from the boys club, as they say. But anyway, listen, great stuff. He's the senior veteran. Just the usual stuff they're talking about now here. Justin Thomas just going through why he loves the Ryder Cup. All the usual baloney, let's be honest. Be themselves, he says. Go on, JT. This is going live, I do believe, on the Ryder Cup channel, but like that's pretty boring. A lot of rubbish talk. So JT is the number one pick. There he is. I better not show that. I'll get done for copyright. I'll get pinged for copyrighting this by YouTube. But anyway, your bog standard comments from Justin Thomas here, so nothing interesting. I like Justin, he's a good guy, but all these things we're all good friends, the usual sort of stuff you're going to get from these guys. But Justin Thomas is the number one pick for Team USA. Have they updated on the US side yet? Number pick 2 coming up. Collin Morikawa gets in to the team. I'm really surprised at that one. I don't think he's done enough this season. I think he's been so patchy. Nice guy, but says some mad stuff. Does some mad things in the course. So Collin Morikawa is number 2 pick for Keegan Bradley's Ryder Cup side. Two-time major winner, US PGA Championship at Harding Park, and he also won the Open. Another Ryder Cup appearance for Collin Morikawa. I'm a little bit surprised at that. That sort of signals to me that I think we could be having there mightn't be any mad picks, bar. I don't even think Keegan picking himself is mad, to be honest, at this stage. I think the shy talk around it's been absolutely blown totally out of proportion. He's one of the best players in the world. He's been up as high as 6 this year. Why wouldn't he want to pick himself? It's as simple as that, in my opinion. And, you know, juggling the two, he's obviously thought long and hard about that. He has guys he trusts around Kevin Kisner, Jim Furyk, was talking bringing in Phil Mickelson. Guys obviously he knows very well. So if this does happen like we're expecting to happen, that he has the contingency plans in place for these guys to be able to deal with what's going on the course while he's playing. So it's like, I know there's a lot of duties off course, etc. But if he didn't think he was capable of doing it, he wouldn't even consider it. And he hasn't, he would have ruled this out a long time ago if he wasn't going to do it. Keegan Bradley is going to play. I'd be shocked if he doesn't pick himself here. And all the reports state that he is going to pick himself. So let's see what happens. Get your comments in. I'll read them out here. There's a couple of comments actually from one of the videos yesterday. I need to pull up here. Just give me a second. Sam Byrne reports that the boys at Nuclear Golf said, obviously during the week, that Sam Burns received a phone call on Monday to play in the Ryder Cup. So we'll see if that we'll find out very soon, in a couple of minutes' time. So it is going to be interesting to see what we have here. That's plenty. Jack commented. I'd say Cam Young has to be in as a wild card. Goddard, who played well the summer, may just run out of time. Yeah, I think so. I think Chris Goddard, played really well in the Scottish Open. Obviously won that. Sorry, third pick is coming up here. Ben Griffin gets in. Well done, Ben Griffin. So that suggests to me that we mightn't see Cam Young. Ben Turley deserves to get in. 2 wins this season, obviously at the Charles Schwab, and 1 also with Andrew Novak at the Zurich Championship. Been so consistent, been really, really good this season. Incredible performance from him, and I think he's the type of team guy that Keegan likes, so I'm not surprised at all with that pick from Keegan Bradley. Keegan's just saying where he's been so consistent all year. Ben's a really interesting guy. Good story. Some came up he went back and he was an accountant for a while, and obviously quit the game, came back into it. I think, his parents during the pandemic lost their house. Just a really crazy story, and seems like a good dude, to be fair. So that's Justin Thomas, Collin Morikawa, and Ben Griffin, the first 3 captain's picks from Keegan Bradley. He's just talking about a breakthrough year. He's delighted to be in the team. The usual. I'm gonna work hard and fight for a lot of points at Bethpage Black. That's what Ben Griffin says. And yeah, listen, the guy who's showed incredible grit this season. Real admirer of what Ben has done. He's just saying here how that phone call could have gone either way for him. But that is a really good pick. I think it's a guy's going to fit right in with that team. So Justin Thomas, Collin Morikawa, Ben Griffin. A lot of anxiety. He spoke about that last weekend after the Tour Championship. Really good addition to the 2025 Ryder Cup team at Bethpage. Here's the 4th pick coming up. Cameron Young gets in. Wow, I didn't think he'd pick both Cameron Young and Ben Griffin, so that is a surprise for me. But what a player, again, we spoke about yesterday. So consistent. Finally got over the line this season a couple of weeks ago. Kept knocking on the door, a lot like Tommy Fleetwood. I've spoken about this a lot. Just never gives in. Lots of grit, determination. Him and Ben Griffin, great team guys. A New York guy as well. Going to bring a great crowd down there. That is, as I spoke about, Keegan's obviously mad into team sports, the whole Massachusetts sports, Boston. So he's going clearly here with who he thinks is going to gel better together instead of going for, the bigger names. So is Keegan Bradley going to name himself? We're going to find out in a moment. Wow, this is it's going to stir a lot of heads. I think a lot of people were thinking just one or the other of Ben Griffin and Cam Young were going to get in the team, not 2 of them. It's a really solid team from the US. I would worry about Collin Morikawa, though, because of the season he's had. He's saying how special it is. Yeah, I don't know about Collin. I think he's so inconsistent season, especially with his caddies as well. Had numerous caddies on the bag. Blaming his irons one week, blaming his putting the next week. It's a little bit of a mad one for me. I think we're going to see Pat Cantlay, and I think we're going to see Keegan Bradley. I think that's going to fill it out, because I think if you're putting Collin Morikawa in, he's going to put Pat Cantlay in because of their synergy, and they've obviously had good results in the Ryder Cup before, and they're really close mates. So it's going to be interesting. Maybe the Sam Burns report wasn't so accurate. We'll find out now. Very shortly. Cam is saying it's more important than winning his first PGA Tour title. Get involved. If you're liking what you're here, hit that subscribe button, notifications, all that. We're going to have loads of stuff over the next few months. I'm going to be back on Monday as well, talking about the European team. We'll probably go live for that as well too. Pretty much, I think, a lot more straightforward than what we've seen here today from Keegan Bradley. So Keegan, I'd say, will leave himself to last if he is going to pick himself. So who is it? Sam Burns next. I think my Brooks Koepka predictions out the window. Hold my hands up. I held my hands up out the window. Brutal prediction. So let's see. Even though he's won at Bethpage Black before, that was what I was thinking of. You know, when I did base that on it, like, you know, and he did win a major recently. As 2023. A lot of the guys on this team haven't had a win for a couple of years. Here's number 5. Patrick Cantlay. Oh my. Patrick Cantlay, yeah, no surprise. I'm not shocked. We've spoken about it. Ryder Cup veteran. (15, 6, and 1) record in team events at the Ryder Cup. Really good pick, and you know how fiery he gets. We saw the stuff with Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry the last time, and that's, you know, imagine if that happened in New York, there'd be probably riots. So I think the element of this Ryder Cup is going to be how Europe deal with the crowd. We've seen Bob McIntyre already speak about it, so they're really going to have to learn how to deal with that. And I think there's a lot of guys. That's why I'm actually favouring the US team at the moment. There's a lot of guys in Europe, younger guys, that might be able to really really deal with that, because it's very different when it's on the other foot, like in Rome. This is going to be very interesting. Pat Cantley's just speaking here, so let me listen in. I can't obviously broadcast this because I'll get pinged for copyright on YouTube. Pat is just speaking about his best memories in golf have been from the Ryder Cup, and yeah, it's fair enough. He's been a mainstay of the Ryder Cup, but I just wish he'd play a bit faster. Come on, Pat, play faster, dude. He took about 3 minutes to hit a ball there last week. I do like Patrick Cantlay. He gets a lot of stick. He's a fine player. Hasn't won for a couple of years, 3 years, I believe now, on the PGA Tour. But a guy whose only thing you would say about him, crack a smile a little bit more, but that's up to him, and obviously play a bit faster. I think Brooks Koepka has talked about that before. Maybe Keegan's not going to pick himself here. This is pretty wild. This is pretty wild. So with 5 of them down: Justin Thomas, Collin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, and Patrick Cantlay. Just one more pick to go. Is Keegan going to pick himself? He's hailing Keegan Bradley now, speaking about how dedicated he is, and he's been a fantastic captain. I think a lot of the team have spoken about that. And the rumours were this morning or during the week that a lot of the players insisted that Keegan play in the team. So we'll find out in a matter of seconds. It's going to be very interesting, but you can sort of understand that when he's playing as well as he did even last weekend. You know, that performance in the third round, as we talked about, that 63, I think it was, the 700 par round, was fantastic. Here's the final pick. Sam Burns gets in. Keegan Bradley will not play in the 2025 Ryder Cup. Sam Burns does get in, as the report we put out the other day. So Keegan is taking a backseat. Really interesting news. So some of those reports were wide of the mark that came out yesterday. The report, I think it was, I'm not going to misquote someone now here, but I'm going to try and get that up. Keegan, just give me a second here. I'm just listening to what Keegan is saying. Geez, that's a bit of a surprise, isn't it? After all the talk. I would have loved to see in a minute, but obviously too much work. We'll hear what he has to say now in one moment. People at Bethpage are going to love that because Sam plays a hard seat. And I am delighted for Sam. We spoke about it yesterday. Got mugged in the Ryder Cup, in my opinion, or the US Open this year. Had a ball in a swimming pool. 2 referees had a look. Totally submerged. Fucked up his tournament. Oh, Kurt. Delighted for Sam Burns. So Sam is just speaking here now. Just give me 1 second. So there we go. Sam Burns is in. for Team USA. No Keegan Bradley for just joining us. Big news this afternoon. After all the speculation and rumours of Keegan playing in the Ryder Cup, he will not be a playing captain. He will be a straight-up captain. Probably a better decision from his point of view, but he is. I think he's as good as one or two of the guys that he's picked there. So Keegan is just getting a couple of questions here for the teams. I just wanted to get a reaction. He's been asked, obviously, about why he didn't pick himself. It's going to be interesting, but I'm sure he was very close to. He would have ruled it out straight away. He was up to last Saturday talking about it, so. He's saying the decision was made a while ago. I don't buy that. He said he claims that he's had the team set in the last 48 hours. I'd say that's probably right, and I'd say he was right up to that mark whether he was going to play or not. So, interesting. A difficult decision. Yeah, the usual we're going to get. Okay, yeah, just a lot of questions coming in here, so I'll get off listening to that and just give my reaction. Yeah, I like the team. The only one I'm pretty surprised at is Collin Morikawa getting in there. I am not going to lie. So a full breakdown is Justin Thomas. No surprise there. Collin Morikawa was the second pick. Ben Griffin, the third. Delighted for Ben, as we've talked about. I'm a little bit surprised, I said, with Collin because of just such erratic form. You know, even with, I think he was blaming his irons through the race, and his iron play was terrible when it's always probably been the strength of his game. Says some wild stuff with the media as well. I just think you put him in that boiling pot as well. You don't tend to get the best out of him in front of wild crowds and stuff like that, even though it's at home. I'm not shocked though, because Patrick Cantlay is obviously in the team as well, a Ryder Cup veteran. So good at the Ryder Cup, had great form at the end of the season, was one of my picks. Cam Young obviously in, we talked about, fantastic, great determination. A guy like Tommy Fleetwood, finally got over the line this season just a few weeks ago after knocking on the door so many times. And I think you need guys like that in your team, and we'll go back to putting Sam Burns in again, a guy who was done wrong in my opinion this season, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, with the US Open. So when his ball was submerged in the Atlantic Ocean on the fairway and he didn't get a drop, two referees came over. He was leading the tournament at Oakmont, can play the difficult courses as well. Obviously Bethpage Black is going to be a tough test. I'd imagine it's going to be set up pretty much like it was probably in 2019. I think Brooks won on 8 under that time. My Brooks prediction was wrong. I'll hold my hands up. Totally wrong. Got it arseways. So, I just think it is a really, really good team from the United States. A few surprises in there. Not many. I think Collin's probably the biggest surprise for me. And I'm a little bit surprised that he did go with Ben Griffin and Cam Young together. But no, totally worthy of being in the team. Fantastic seasons, the pair of them. I'm a big fan of Ben Griffin and obviously Cam Young as well, and Sam Burns getting in. So that is it. We're only a month away. I'm actually going to be in Spain for it, which I can't wait. A couple of the boys are going over, and we're going to go to Spain. And I'm going to keep knocking out the press conferences, doing live reactions, standing mad news. Obviously, this new segment. If you're getting value out of it, hit the subscribe button, like, share, all that. I don't hold back on my opinions. We followed my work from the past that I think golf needs a bit of some more straight shooters and not the guys who are very much in line with the PR and politically correct talk as well, because I think some guys in golf do get away with an awful lot of grief. I'm not going to name any names. If you listen to some of the predictions we've done earlier on the season, you'll know that I'll shoot straight from the hip. But interesting from Keegan. We'll just go through the picks once again. Team USA, Keegan Bradley is not playing in the Ryder Cup. I am a little bit surprised at that myself. But the team is Justin Thomas, Collin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Cam Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Burns. 26th of September, it gets underway. The Ryder Cup. I cannot absolutely wait for this. We're going to have loads more coming up in the weeks and months ahead. And obviously I'll be back on Monday. That's my reaction anyway. Not really much more I can say. I think all that team is going to gel together extremely well for Team USA. So the whole team is, if we want to go by it now, Scottie Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, JJ Spaun, Bryson DeChambeau, Harris English, Russell Henley, Justin Thomas, Collin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Cam Young, Patrick Cantlay, and Sam Burns. Going to be a cracker at Bethpage. Going to be an absolute cracker. So yeah, that is me done. So from Niall McGrath, do hit the subscribe button, share, like, all that if you're getting value out of it. Good luck and good night. Cheers.
All right.